What's up guys, pro strat number 16 where pros do strats, and here we have a full B execute on Mirage using 4 smokes to block off get right, get left, market window, and market door. Now in this example I'm showing you here, which is from Heroic vs VP in the ECS Season 8 Europe Week 2 2019 Grand Finals of the week, I guess. I don't actually know how ECS works. In this example we can see that this is more of a rushed variant, with the market door smoke actually not being part of the initial execute. But I think this strategy is something that any coordinated team should learn and use, especially with 2 variants either being rushed or from just standing spots and executing a little bit later into the round. VP is not the first team to do this. I believe the first team is Astralis when they did this in the EPL finals in Odense, where they won the Intel Grand Slam. I'll be showing you POVs just for the sake of showing POVs, but the lineups that I'm going to be showing later are much different from the ones that you'll see here. If you watch the NRG video where they throw 9 flashes into B, you'll see the get right and get left smokes being thrown a little bit quicker, and they're a little bit easier to line up while achieving the same result. Now, I'm also going to throw in some smokes that I found in my own testing that you may or may not want to throw if you're going to rush this execute. And of course I'll be showing you the standard, just wait until this time to throw all 4 smokes if you want to run it that way. So the plan for this strategy is pretty simple, at least in the Virtus Pro variation, where they throw the 2 McDonald's smokes from T-spawn. They're going to add in a market window smoke from inside the apartments and have the first 2 people just run out with flashes. Veggie here is supposed to molly Van, I think, but got naded, so that messed up his momentum or his running speed. Michu was the first person out, so he just flashed himself out twice, and from here it's just a full-on rush. You gotta get into the bomb site as quick as possible and prevent the rotates from coming in with all of your smokes. PHR's job is to smoke market window and then throw some additional flashes out the apartments so that Veggie and Michu can more easily get the entry frags. There's a market window smoke that is very common among most people that play Mirage. It's probably one of the first smokes that people found out when they adjusted the skyboxes. PHR ends up dying to the pick from market window, but that's just because of how long the market window smoke takes to bloom. Sachi's going to be throwing one of the 2 McDonald's smokes, which is get right and get left. Those 2 I have been calling McDonald's. This lineup is different from what I am used to, but at the end of the day it still works, so credit to him. He also throws some late flashes to help the T's get out of apartments. Snacks is going to be throwing one of the 2 McDonald's smokes. Now, the reason I mentioned that I had different lineups was this particular part right here, where he has to take the extra second or 2 to line up the smokes, which means the rush is going to be a little bit weaker since that smoke isn't going to be deployed as soon as possible. Regardless though, the site is overrun, mainly because it seemed like Heroic were running a 1B strat or a 3 mid strat, but even if there were 2 people on the bomb site, the strategy would still be very effective and would have probably granted them the bomb site. Now, if you watched my pro strat number 7, which was NRG doing 9 flashes into B, they also do a variation of 2 of the smokes, aka McDonald's, where you smoke these 2 arches from T-spawn. NRG's lineup was a little different. The get right smoke was from here, and the get left smoke was something like this, but not exactly. I changed the lineup because I couldn't get it because I'm bad. But either way, whatever version of McDonald's, fast McDonald's, that you have and know and want to do is perfectly fine. I've stuck with these lineups because they work the most consistently for me, and because when I watched Heroic's lineups, they seemed very awkward, aiming at weird parts of this roof and being on the stairs. I just think the lineups for the NRG smokes are just a little easier. The get right one is hugging the staircase, seeing this triangle in the middle, right corner of this window here. Get left, run straight into this corner by the wooden pole. I aim at this white dot in the paint over there and then just jump draw. So that lineup for me is much faster than the other smokes that Heroic threw. That's what I stuck with, and that's what I'm going to be using. Now, I did spend some time in the lab, and I actually found a market window and a market door smoke from the same area that you would throw these other fast McDonald's smokes. So, to throw market window from T-spawn, you want to get into this corner here, right outside T-spawn and the staircase here. Want to find this brown speck on the wall here, and then aim on the right side of it and move up until you hit the second wire up here. You're gonna walk and jump throw when your crosshair is in line with this wooden knob over here. So do this and that, and then jump throw. Now I did run forward a little bit first. That's just to get in position a little bit faster. And you do want to make sure you're at walking speed by the time you get to the knob here. So it's a little difficult to get precisely, but if you practice it enough, you're either going to get something that is good enough for a rush like this, or you'll get what's intended, which is a smoke landing inside the window here. But effectively speaking, this smoke and the one that lands outside is going to work the same way. It's going to block the vision from window. The only difference and caveat for if it lands outside the window is you have to worry about someone jumping through. But that's not particularly a smart idea if you're just watching the smoke, which you will be because you'll be rushing out. This market door smoke is going to be one of those good enough smokes where it'll cover the door, but it won't be like the best smoke you could possibly throw ever. Keep in mind that this is a rush, so if you want this to be more precise and effective, then you probably want to do an execute. In a rush, the most important thing about a rush is the speed. So you want to be able to throw these smokes as quickly as possible, have them be effective enough to cover the choke points and get onto the bomb site as fast as possible. That being said, the lineup for this market door smoke, on the sewer manhole over here, there's a black dot on the left side. You want to stand on that, and then you want to aim on the right side of this carpet, walk forward like before, and then jump throw when you reach this corner, which is just about where the darker texture begins to go away. So black dot, right side carpet, down to the textures, and walking jump throw. You'll get something like this. It might land a little farther out if your lineup is a little more left or right, but this smoke should be good enough for what you need, which is to cover the angles from door. Just keep in mind if they do run out, they can just be like in the middle of nowhere in the open. But again, since you're rushing, you'll probably be able to spot that by the time they get there. Now, if you want to do an execute style of this strategy, then you can do set lineups with 5 people in B apps. The main thing you want to be wary about here is that you will have to do this relatively quickly, and you probably will have to eat a little bit of utility damage because they are going to burn a lot of mollies and smokes to try to stall you, since this is a full commitment. So market window, I'm sure most of you know from apartments. Again, to this corner here. You want to aim at the corner of the building in front of you and jump throw. This one very consistently lands inside the window, which is why more people know this smoke. But again, like I mentioned before, if you want to rush, then you gotta do a different lineup. For market door, you want to stand next to the trash bags. You don't necessarily want to stand up on the trash bags. You just want to hit it so that you're going to start slowing down. If you were to continue forward, you just want to hit it and stop. On this window pane in front of you here, you're going to aim at the T, this intersection of this horizontal line here and this vertical line here. And then aim a little bit to the right and then jump throw. Again, 128 tick. That's going to actually land a little bit inside the market door, which for an execute, you do want it to be a little more, deeper in so people can't creep out while you're rushing. But anyway, for get right, you want to stand on the right side of this windowsill here. And then you're going to aim between this corner of the building here and this antenna tip. You want to aim between those and left click throw. That's going to land right into get right. It's going to bounce forward a bit. And even if it doesn't, if someone blocks it, it should still be fine. To throw get left, you want to stand on the white strip here next to this B sign. You're going to find this M on the paint here. And then you're going to aim between the middle point and the bottom line of the M. So just like this. And then you're going to jump throw. You'll get it right if it bounces off of this building, the side of this building here. And that's going to be your get left smoke. So all together now, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm not a dancer. So those are your 2 market smokes. This is going to be McDonald's. You can also toss flashes out like this and that. You should probably molly van. Anyway, these are the smokes. Very nice and effective. So I'll show you the lineups once more. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, and like the video if you liked the video.